Welcome back to part 2 of this lesson. We're focusing on vocabulary building here. This vocabulary was taken from the interview article that we read together in part 1. So if you didn't see that yet, please go back and watch that first. Let's get into our vocabulary here. We have the vocabulary boost section with the target vocabulary from the interview in the same order as you saw it there. And then on the right hand side we have some sentences with our target phrases, in this case used in sentences, and I've got a blank sentence here. I'll type a sentence together with you, and then this is for your sentence, which you can practice and then later submit after part 3. Let's get into our vocabulary now. Over here we've got euphonics. Okay, it's a Greek, comes from Greek. So phonic meaning sound and euph meaning something good. So euphonics is the study of pleasant or pleasing sounds, usually produced by a series or a combination of particular words. Soundscapes are a collection of sounds that you would hear naturally occurring in a specific environment. So it could be like out in nature. It could be in a city. Okay, so with sounds of horns, traffic, whatever, all kinds of city noises. Let's see, out of this world is an expression that we use to mean something that's really amazing, wonderful. Okay, it's just a colloquial idiomatic phrase. Not really out of this world, but an extreme, an exaggeration of something that's really, really wonderful. And you've got lots of synonyms here for that. Music of the spheres, again, as it said in the interview, is or was, I suppose nowadays it's just used to describe things, various things. Like I think there are even some rock bands with the name Music of the Spheres. But at one time it was considered to be kind of philosophy or a harmony produced by vibration of the planets. So ancient thinkers thought that because things moved and things that move produce a sound, so they thought that the movement of the planets must produce some kind of harmony. All right, that was their, they didn't know about the vacuum of space at that time because no one had gone to space then. All right, let's go on to Pythagoras, an ancient Greek philosopher. Again, that's probably where this Music of the Spheres came from, because he looked at things in nature and tried to understand them mathematically by finding the relationship between things. And that's where we get, of course, the Pythagorean theorem, which geometry students study to this day, and the Fibonacci sequence, if you know anything about that. Okay, all kinds of things, excuse me, I should say wonderful things, because math is a wonderful subject. Wonderful things with mathematic principles that we can find in our natural world. So Pythagoras is the father of all that. To go too far in the past went too far. So if you go too far, that means you exceed the limits or the boundaries, usually of something that's proper, acceptable, or reasonable right here. Okay. Next one, celestial bodies. These are just any kind of objects you find in space. Celestial meaning heaven, heavens, or the heavens, or outer space. Celestial can also just mean things that we can see here on Earth, like the stars and the sun. Can be also things like nebula that we can't see with the naked eye. Ambient music, last one, is it says it's kind of a background music that consists of kind of a several tones that are repeated over and over. It's always instrumental in nature, and you often hear them in backgrounds for you might hear them in backgrounds for videos, or perhaps some kind of a musical experience. So it's just a kind of a simple, basic musical tone in the background. It's supposed to help kind of relax. People use it for relaxing, conducive to meditation and so forth. All right, let's get into our sentences here. our first sentence, and read along with me if you will. So let's read it together, and then we'll look at our phrase in context here. Number 1, Tim went too far this time with his practical jokes. Someone got hurt. Okay, so here, if you go too far with some kind of a joke, practical jokes are jokes that people play on each other, hiding something, or, making something fall somewhere and startling someone. Okay, all kinds of jokes that people play. But if you do something that is perhaps dangerous, that could harm someone, like think of Home Alone, okay? If you know that movie, the first one especially, all those things that Kevin did to the robbers, okay? Some people, yeah, if you do something like that to somebody, someone can get hurt, okay? So that would not be a good kind of practical joke. Let's go to sentence 2. Here is a sentence about a kind of invention that's really fabulous. Okay, I guess. So let's see how it's used here. Number 2. The inventor's new age-defying formula is amazing. Just out of this world. Okay, so some inventor invented some new kind of, who knows, oh, sorry about that, invented some kind of maybe makeup or some kind of lotion, cream that can help people, especially women, I suppose, to look younger. Okay, maybe it works really well, or it seems to work well. Okay, so it's out of this world. It's just fabulous. Amazing, magnificent. Okay, now it's time, number 3, it's time for our sentence. And I'm going to pick, now because words like euphonics, of course, Pythagoras, celestial bodies, ambient music, the music of the series aren't too common. I'm going to choose something like soundscapes. It's more common in everyday spoken English. So let's make our sentence here. Okay, we're going to enlarge our text so everybody can see. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, let's think of music. Everybody likes music or doesn't like music or likes a particular type of music. So I'm going to start my sentence with a preference statement. And we listen to music, or we like listening to music. So I'll start it with that phrase. Okay, I like listening. Oh, let me extend my text box here. I like listening to what kind of music? Oh, I'll say fusion. I do like fusion music. That combines orchestral, like, from a symphony orchestra, orchestral music, and nature soundscapes. There we are. Okay. So I like a certain type of music. In this case, it's fusion music. You could just say, I like listening to soundscapes. If you want to make a simple sentence. If you want to try to extend and make a little longer sentence, challenge yourself. You could describe the kind of music, what kind of soundscape, maybe what's in it, what kind of sounds within the soundscape that you like. All right. Those are the sentences for today. Remember here, I've got the box here for you to write your own sentence. So you be working on that, and I will see you in part 3 of this lesson, where we will be doing a fun activity, a kind of a word scramble, a real mental challenge for you guys to help you remember, retain the vocabulary from this lesson. I'll see you in part 3. Bye-bye for now.